Well, in the first place, it's the right thing to do. It's always the right thing to work with public schools. That's one of the missions of an institution of higher education, especially if you have a strong teacher education program the way Martin does.
Dr. Cheatham and I have been looking for ways for Martin and Giles County Schools to partner. In February, she and I attended the Read to Be Ready kickoff, and at that kickoff, Dollar General gave $1 million, and they told them that there was going to be summer programs available. So she and I started brainstorming about what we could do for Giles County Schools. And as soon as the grant application came out, we only had 2 weeks to write this grant. We spent lots of hours, she and I, and Dr. Smith and Dr. Meyer, and the principal here, Miss Mary Britton, pulling together what our needs are, looking at our data, looking at what we could do.
And they contacted me wanting to know if I'd be interested in this program taking place here at Pulaski Elementary, and of course I was all on board.
For me, I've done this kind of work for 30 years. I've come off of a huge project in Washington, D.C. that worked with 16 states, 33,000 children. And essentially what we did is we took that huge program and narrowed it down so it would fit Giles County School.
Fortunately, we were one of 12 across the state that got the grant out of 224. So then I started recruiting teachers, and Dr. Cheatham started ordering books.
For some children, the achievement gap happens over a long weekend. We've got a ton of research that tells us if we can intervene before the third grade, strengthen the literacy skills in vocabulary, in decoding, that is, good, strong phonics background, in a love of reading, even in strengthening those little children's opinions of their own reading ability. If we can catch that early on, we set them for life. In the summertime, that's when the achievement gap happens. Most people think erroneously that the achievement gap happens in the school year, that teachers are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, but that's not right. In the summertime, little children most in need of resources, of literacy resources, of food, of intervention, of library, books and libraries, they don't have those things at home quite frequently. Our research tells us that 80% of children in the summertime, children from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, don't have these kinds of opportunities at home. So what you do is you continue the learning over the summer.
Every book this week, and this month, is a STEAM book, and S is for science, T technology, E engineering, A arts, and M mathematics. And all of these books teach STEAM principles in one way or another, some directly, some indirectly, and then we integrate that into classes.
It has been a whirlwind. We are very fortunate that we have 6 wonderful teachers that love children. And they want them to learn. And they have been providing some great learning experiences here.
We have 3 Giles County teachers who have been teaching for a while and who are excellent teachers. With them in each classroom, we have a Martin Methodist student majoring in education. So they're getting real first-hand experience.
Right before the program started, I got a call from Dr. Smith asking me if I would be interested. There was one spot open for kindergarten, and that was exactly what I want to teach. So I jumped on the opportunity. I was like, yes, please, give me this job.
Dr. Smith is a valuable asset to going in and modeling and helping us to look at ways to teach other than worksheets.
Throughout this book, they are problem solving to see what can they do so Isabel can have a balloon. And at the end of the book, they realize she can put gumdrops on the end of her quills, and now Isabel can have a balloon with all of her little friends who are graduating from school.
That's one of the things one of the teachers said to me recently, this was the best professional development she'd ever had. It's been 4 weeks of professional development.
So I was able to actually go back and try that technique and was successful. So something I can take into the classroom. And just the sharpness. And I'm eager and ready to go back. I'm not like, oh, got to go back and get back in the swing of things. I'm excited and ready to go back.
Because of the interaction between the teachers, they've had time to work together. They've had time to plan. And the 1-to-5 ratio that we've been able to keep has been perfect.
In this small environment, they're open, they're willing, and it's just been, I think that plays a huge part in the progress that they've made.
I've really come to really love these kids and look forward to being here every day with them, and just to see like that little light bulb moment when they understand, like they get the concept. It's great. Yeah. It's wonderful.
And they pick out the short vowel that they're working on in the recording sheet, and they slowly pull the word card out of the pocket and say the sound of the letter as they go. And then there's a picture to back up the word. Then they find the picture on their recording sheet and record the word, so that they're getting their handwriting plus the phonic sounds.
The other great thing is these children are getting a free book to take home every day. And when we give them out those free books, when they're waiting in line to go on the bus, they can't even wait till they get home. They sit on the floor and start opening those books. They want to read books. Many of them never had a book at home before.
Creating a love of learning.
A love of learning, a love of reading.
This is the first time for this type of program. What I have seen are students who had low self-esteem, low involvement in the classroom because they were unsure of themselves. Now they are so proud to pick up a book and read out loud. They will read to you, they will read to me, they will read to anyone who will listen. Yeah. So it's awesome to see that they have grown that much in this short amount of time.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Even today, this was some of our kids' first time even trying honey. And I mean, you know, you think like, we read the story and they think, oh, it's gonna be sour, I'm not gonna like it. And then he eats 4 spoonfuls, you know, like he loves it. And that, I mean, that was great. And I know they're gonna be really excited to get to see the in-person honey adventures tomorrow. It's gonna be good.
Dr. Doug Dorr in biology, PhD in biology, he keeps bees. He works with honeybees. And the book was The Honeybee Man. And Dr. Dorr talked to those children about his bees and about making honey.
Some of our children come from very low income homes, and so part of this program is we serve a little bit of something for breakfast and something for lunch, so that, because a hungry child can't learn.
People didn't realize that they actually arrive at school hungry and stay hungry. I mean, they just don't have.
We have one child in particular that just broke my heart. I'd love to take him home with me, because every day when we push in the food cart, his face lights up like he's just seen Santa Claus, because he's that excited to have food.
And like, this stuff is so exciting. It's like presents, really. Well, I first lived in Ohio. We were homeless, so we came down here for some family. And even when I was in Ohio or in Tennessee or whatever, it was always the churches or the school drives. Like, sometimes school drives and these backpack things were the only way we ate, and the church drives for clothes were the only way we got clothes. And just, this really kind of hits home, because like, I used to be the one getting all this stuff, and now I get to give it to kids who need it too.
That collaboration between the college and the teachers has been just outstanding.
I loved Regina, and it's amazing to me. She said she still has a year to go before she student teaches. I'm thinking some of them had already graduated or had student taught, and she just picked up, you know, and ran with it.
We took field trips. We went to see the mayor. So we learned the vocabulary. The courthouse, mayor, government. You're 5 years old and you've been to see the mayor. Now, about half of them did think he was the governor.
Oh, it's been very positive, and we want to see that continue throughout the school year.
And words can't describe the impact it's had on their lives, professionally and on the students' lives as well.
I want to teach high school because that's when I needed the most help.
Yeah.
And that was when, like, things all kind of went downhill for me. So when I was about 15, I had a teacher who noticed that I was wearing clothes that didn't fit, and some of them had holes and tears, and noticed I wasn't eating or anything, and she got me some new clothes. I remember she bought me my first pair of like real jeans. They weren't Walmart jeans or from a thing, like they were real jeans.
Then we went to Belk one day, and we had coupons at Belk. When we were coupon shopping, there was another teacher there, and she was telling her that, yeah, she's my teacher and she's buying me some clothes because I don't have any. And she reached in her pocket and pulled out money too to help us pay for our clothes. So teachers, you know, we do what we had to do.
And she's helped me like through the whole thing. Like I still live with her. She just helps me out, and she's helped me since that time that she noticed. Like it started with clothes, then she started buying me food, then she bought me school supplies, and then it got to the point where when I was 18 and I got kicked out of my real house, that she let me come into her house and live there. It's my home. It's the only home I've really had. Well, home life wasn't that great, and so every time I came to school, it was like a safe haven. That's just how school's always been for me. It's always been a place where, you know, you can grow and you can be safe and everything can be okay. You can get help and any positive force I've had in my life was a teacher. All of them. I've never had a negative force because of a teacher, and I just want to be that.
I wish they could just go ahead and say, hey, you know, this grant's awarded to you next year. Go ahead and start planning.